from the Tennessee Valley Weather Channel. This is a severe weather alert.
All right, it's right here at 4 o'clock. I'm Fred Gossage along with Chase Wilson and Taylor Plott in the Tennessee Valley Weather Center with an update on the severe weather situation for this afternoon and tonight. First off, there are no warnings for any parts of the viewing area. There are a couple severe thunderstorm warnings off to the north of us, but there is a tornado watch for several counties in the viewing areas. The dark red you see here on the map, this is a tornado watch from now until 10 o'clock. For almost all of our southern middle Tennessee counties. It does not include Hardin County. You're close enough to still pay attention, but they're keeping the tornado watch off to your east because if anything does develop that far west, it's going to be in the process of moving out of the coverage area that the Memphis Weather Service takes care of. So that's why they didn't take the watch that far west. But in Tennessee, in our viewing area, it includes Lewis, Murray, Marshall, Wayne, Lawrence, Giles, and Lincoln counties. And then in Alabama, it includes Lauderdale, Limestone, and Madison counties in our viewing area. That's a tornado watch until 10 o'clock. If the storms hold together enough in North Alabama, more counties south of this could be added as we head into the evening, but we don't have any way of knowing that just yet. We'll have to watch trends over the next couple hours, and that's a decision that will come from the National Weather Service in Huntsville. We don't have any say-so in making that decision or not, but if they decide to do that, we'll pass along that information. Here's the look at Viper live Doppler radar across the area, and right now, things are quiet immediately, but we are seeing storm development up to the north. Up to the north of us here. You see a thunderstorm intensifying off to the west of Centerville, Tennessee. We'll pan up to the north with the radar and put things in motion. And you see some heavy thunderstorms moving through the Dixon, Tennessee area, approaching the Nashville metro. Now, this is to the north of our viewing area, so we're not here to detail these warnings. Nashville TV handles this like a pro, but those storms are moving toward the Nashville metro. So if you're going to be traveling the next hour up toward Nashville out of places like Spring Hill and Columbia, you may want to let these storms pass. Additional storms are growing stronger off to the west of Centerville, Tennessee. That's the first storm our viewing area will have to watch for northern parts of Murray County over the next hour or so. Storms are off to the northwest, but they are starting to intensify and get their act together. And you can see them developing here over the past few hours. They're really starting to ramp up in the lightning and intensity now. Nothing in our immediate part of southern middle Tennessee or North Alabama or Northeast Mississippi. I think it's going to be a little while longer before things start to develop here, but after 5 o'clock, things may start to go rapidly here in our viewing area and then continue on through the evening. We'll talk about the timeline with the Futurecast and computer modeling here in just a moment. First off, we'll take a look at a few of the sky cams on the Arctic Air Skycam Network, talk about conditions, and first off, we'll talk at Lawrenceburg here. You see some sunshine this afternoon, and if you've seen severe weather coverage here for a while, you know that sunshine on a day like today is not necessarily a good thing because we're heating the atmosphere and we're destabilizing things. Now, in the cool season, severe weather is often driven more by wind dynamics than instability, so it's not always necessary to see sunshine like this on a storm day in the fall and the winter months. But when you do, it just helps things out. And you can see the temperature is 69, dew point is 61. So we have favorable moisture and heat in the low levels of the atmosphere. And then a southerly wind at 9 miles per hour. You go up 5,000 feet, that wind is out of the west-southwest. So there's a lot of turning of the wind as you go up from the surface up in the atmosphere. So there's rotation in the atmosphere. And as storms develop through that, they may start to rotate and become supercell thunderstorms as well. We'll slide up to Columbia, Tennessee, 71 degrees here with a dew point of 60. Favorable conditions here as well. South wind at 7 miles per hour. Partly cloudy skies as we look back off to the west and the southwest. Nothing imminently threatening, but storms off to the northwest, we'll watch carefully. Now down into the shoals, this is University of North Alabama and Florence. They're a little more cloudy here, but still some peaks of sunshine. 70 degrees here atop Rivers Hall with a dew point of 60 and a south-southwest wind currently at 13 miles per hour. We'll jump over to Ardmore, Tennessee, that straddles Tennessee and Alabama right there. 67 with a dew point of 61 and a southeast wind at 6 miles per hour. So that tells me that there's some kind of a boundary nearby and there's a decent bit of rotation in the atmosphere. If a storm tracks near here, we will have to watch that carefully. And then we'll slide over to Huntsville atop Montesano Mountain. This is a camera that we have access to courtesy of our friends down in Birmingham at the Alabama Weather Network. We have a camera sharing agreement with those guys, James Spann in the group. They use some of our cameras and we use some of their cameras. It's a partnership that we have. 63 atop Montesano. It's a little cooler, but I will tell you, looking at some of the forecast soundings today, a temperature of 63 and a dew point of 61 was still giving surface-based instability, because it's not just about what it is at the surface. Instability is a function of how the temperature and the dew point increases or decreases from the surface up in the atmosphere. And we have some really cold air in the mid and upper parts of the atmosphere coming in over top this moisture and heat and humidity to make it unstable. So it kind of offsets the temperatures only being in the 60s. So 63 over 60 today would still be favorable for storm development. So even here, with slightly cooler temperatures, we're going to have to watch things carefully. There is a level 2 out of 5 risk of severe weather still for parts of Middle Tennessee through this evening. Level 1 out of 5 south of that. I will tell you, looking at the forecast data, there may not be too much difference between these two. Now, both of these are lower end type threats, but it may be that it behaves similar to a level 2 down into North Alabama as well. So we'll watch things carefully. It is not a big, scary outbreak or anything like that, but we're going to be dealing with supercell type thunderstorms instead of a solid line, which means that the updrafts, the mid-level parts of them will be rotating, and that opens the door for a tornado or two. Now, I know that you hear the word supercell, and because of other events in the past where we have the bigger tornado threats, those are associated with supercells. So that may make you a little worried. It's not that kind of day today. Just because you have a supercell thunderstorm doesn't mean you're looking at a large, long track tornado. It just means that's the storm type. And then because of a little bit of wind shear, there's enough of that so that there could be one or two, mainly lower end type tornadoes. You can get lower end type tornadoes on a supercell day as well. And I think that's what we're dealing with. I think if there are a couple tornadoes this evening, they would be most likely to be EF0s or EF1s. I can't completely rule out something stronger than EF1, but it would be a really, really low threat of that happening. Wind gusts tonight with some of the thunderstorms would be isolated as high as 50, 60, 65 miles an hour. A couple of the storms could also have hail up to the size of $half or ping pong ball size, but most of the storms that we have across the area, it will be pea to dime size hail, but a couple storms could have hail larger than that. The main time frame is going to be between about 5 p.m. and midnight. I think here at 4 o'clock, things are off still to the north. This is the computer modeling with the high resolution rapid refresh, and the showers aren't even this widespread. Most of the storm action, it is getting correct. It's off to the north. We go through 5 o'clock. We start to see things beginning to try to develop over southern Middle Tennessee. From there on through 6 and 7 o'clock, I think we start seeing our scattered supercell thunderstorms, and they may start extending into northwest Alabama as well. Those continue to develop. Notice there's not a solid line developing in here. It's the scattered pop-up type storms that we'll have to watch for rotation, gusty winds, and small hail. Those continue into North Alabama on through 9, 10, 11 o'clock. I think once we get past 11 o'clock to midnight, though, things are shifting off to the south of our area. We're losing the instability, and the severe weather threat is weakening. So between about 5 p.m. and midnight, from north to south across the area, that's the time frame we're going to be watching. So you're going to have to be alert tonight. It's not a big, scary tornado outbreak or anything like that, but there certainly could be a few warnings, and we do have a tornado watch now. Two of the best ways to be alerted for warnings: NOAA Weather Radio. This is the siren in your home. This does the loud alarm that will even wake you up out of your sleep to let you know something's happening. And then our free Tennessee Valley Weather app. That's a free download in the Apple App Store and Google Play. That will send push notifications to your phone. We also have a partnership with the Weather Call service, Weather Call Next Gen. Now, this is not a free service. They charge $15 a year for a subscription, but we are partnered with them because this will call your phone which is really good for folks with limited mobility, or if you need something to wake you out of your sleep at night and you don't have a weather radio. This averages out to just over $1 a month, but it's a yearly subscription. You get calls for severe thunderstorm warnings, tornado warnings, another call if the tornado warning goes confirmed with something on the ground, flash flood emergencies, and then during a hurricane situation, it'll follow you to the coast. And when big hurricanes make landfall, it does phone calls for extreme wind warnings. And the thing about this with the partnership, if you go to our website, tnvalleyweather.com, and go to the store page that we have, if you sign up through that or through the QR code on the screen, you will hear my voice or Ben Luna's voice give you the warning information when you get the call. That's one of the things that is a perk of the partnership that we have. It's either me or Ben giving you the warning when you get the call if you sign up through us to do that. Again, that's $15 per year. Weather Call themselves charge that, but that's so that they can recoup their computer server costs and things like that. It's a really dependable service in addition to weather radios and the free app. In addition, you can watch our live coverage, not just on social media. You can pull it up on your big screen TV by searching Tennessee Valley Weather, either on Roku, Fire TV, Apple TV, or YouTube. And with YouTube, it doesn't matter what type of TV device you have. You can watch us on YouTube, and we will have live updates at the top of every hour through the evening, as long as we have storms in place. And if any of these counties here in blue in our viewing area are issued a tornado warning this evening, we will be live nonstop until the danger is over. We will also do frequent live updates for severe thunderstorm warnings. These are the 16 counties we serve in Tennessee. That's Hardin County, Wayne County, Lawrence County, Giles County, Lincoln County, Lewis County, Murray County, and Marshall County. We serve Tishomingo County, Mississippi. And then in North Alabama, we serve Lauderdale, Colbert, Franklin, Limestone, Lawrence, Morgan, and Madison counties in North Alabama. These 16. If there are any tornado warnings for any of these 16 counties this evening, we will be live nonstop on all of our broadcast platforms until the danger is over. So to recap what we have, no warnings in place right now for any of our viewing areas, counties, but a tornado watch is in place until 10 p.m. for the dark red shaded areas in our viewing areas: Wayne, Lawrence, Giles, Lincoln, Lewis, Murray, and Marshall counties in Tennessee, and then Lauderdale, Limestone, and Madison counties in North Alabama. Additional counties could be added to the south in the evening if the storms do hold together as they move southward into North Alabama. So we'll watch it very carefully. Our next regularly scheduled update will be at 5 o'clock. But we'll watch things very carefully. Should storms start to develop quickly and we get warnings before then, we will be live as necessary. But I think we're going to be okay until 5 o'clock or after. We'll see you then. Fred Gossage here, along with Chase Wilson and Taylor Plott in the Tennessee Valley Weather Center. Stay with Tennessee Valley Weather. We'll keep you advised.
You're watching the Tennessee Valley Weather Channel.